Hey YouTubers, I just want to do a review on this. It looks like a PSP or a PS Vita. It's obviously copied that type of shape. These are aftermarkets, copies from China. They usually go by a generic name. There's a lot of different ones. They either go by an MP5 or a PMP, which is a portable media player, which has written on the back, and it also says that you can see there in the middle and the front says MP5. And this one I just got a couple days ago. I haven't seen reviews for too many of these. They look very similar to the Vita. These are just buttons, which a lot of people say. They're not a directional pad. These top buttons are a little stiffer, don't work. These are a little smaller. These are kind of cheap. They don't seem too good, and I haven't used anything with them. And these buttons for the select and start they're flat on the Vita. These have they're pushed up a little bit. The bottom has it's a mini USB plug, the out to TV, the headphone jack, a reset, and it says a TF card, which is also a micro SD, which is used commonly with a lot of cell phones and different things. Those are volume controls. That's the power right here, and that's a hold button and a mic. The back of it does have two speakers in the back, and there's the portable media player, and it also has two in the front. That's one of the main assets of this thing. For one, if they're all under $35 usually for the generic ones, there are better made ones that can exceed over $100 for different types. However, this is one of the lower ones. The sound is a lot louder than the standard PSP. I'd say the weight, it's probably less than half the weight for a PSP Slim. It felt kind of like cheap quality when I first felt it, but again, after I kind of messed with it a little bit, it seems actually like it's pretty sturdy. It comes in this box, well padded with bubble wrap, some cheap earphones, the RCA jacks. It comes with a 3.5 connection, like a standard headphone, to the TV output, and a USB to mini USB to connect to the computer. It says PSP all over the box. I have no idea why it says that. It's not even a joke. And maybe they can do that to get into customs in different countries or something, who knows. But this thing actually says Sony when you boot it up, but it is a far cry from Sony. But it does come with emulators for games, and according to the information, it can play 64-bit or 32-bit emulators. However, I don't know where to find those on the internet, because that would be PlayStation 1, the Nintendo 64, or a Sega Saturn machine. But I can't find any of those emulators or anything that works for this. There's no information about what file extensions for those games you'd need for this, and there's no information on where to find those, so it'd be neat. One thing I wish they would do is, if they made these games either come with MAMEs, you'd have 5,000 games of arcade classics, which would be awesome, or they make a Windows-based operating system to run emulators, because there's gobs of emulators, even up to PS2s and Xbox stuff, emulators on the internet. But if you're going to use this for audio or video, is fine. I'd recommend it. The picture quality is fine. It uses a lot of different file extensions for video and audio, more than what's available for the PSPs and even iPods. These are basically MP3s or WMAs. This thing plays a lot of AACs, APE, FLAC. It runs a lot of them. And for video, it has more file types as well. The sound is loud. It sounds good with headphones. I wouldn't use the generic ones, but get a decent set of headphones like that, and it sounds great. If you're going to use it for the camera or the camcorder or the video, the end of it right there is shit. The camera sucks. It's probably less than a megapixel. The video quality, the color, sound, everything's not that great. You can record sound, and has a mic and has a basic camera and video recorder. That's good, yes, but they're very basic. So again, an iPod or PSP doesn't have those, so that's better. You can get on modded PSPs. I do have an ebook reader, and you can actually turn it vertical and horizontal, and it's pretty good, and it actually reads PDF files. This and most ebook readers on this level only will read the TXT or the basic text file from Microsoft. You'd have to get some kind of a firmware or something, or software to install to convert PDFs and many other ebook file types to get into that, and it doesn't really seem worth it or anything. But again, if you're interested in purchasing one of these, I got mine off of eBay. Be patient, because you're going to wait between 2.5 weeks to 4 weeks to get it. I live in Southern California. This took me a little over 2.5 weeks. And I'll boot it up so you can see what it says. It actually says Sony when you start it up, which I think is hilarious. And it has those little blue lights at the top. That's kind of cool, but at night or whatever, I wish you could turn those off manually. I don't really need to have lights on all the time. And that's kind of what the menu looks like. A little PS Vita-ish, but not exactly. There is no touch screen on this, so you have to control everything by movement. And I put in several types of there's a lot of the different types of games. These are mostly Game Boy Advance it comes with. Oh, it actually comes with a mini disc, which I forgot. That actually, by Norton, read that there was a virus on that, so I wasn't too thrilled about that. It has a file on there to install to use this as a webcam or whatever, but I don't. It also has a book of NES files, which you can play on that. These are for the Game Boy Advance, a lot of these games. And it says like genres and stuff. I don't think I could focus with this little camera. But it just goes by genres, and you click different things to go to something. It's pretty basic menu. It's not bad at all. It takes a little while to get used to the buttons. It's the circle to enter, and not the X, which is like the X on the PSPs. Oh shit, so like I just said that and then I just pushed the X like a dumbass. Okay. But again, you could you can switch memory cards and have gobs of memory cards. It only comes with a standard 4 GB, what it says. And according to what I've read and understand about this, you can actually put up to a 16 GB mini SD in there, and it would work fine. So for digital photos, digital video files or movies, television shows, whatever, and audio files, you could hold quite a bit if you carried around a small handful of 16 GB cards. And the battery power, I don't think I've had it on for 3.5 hours, 4 hours so far. I just got it yesterday, so I really don't know the maximum power on that for video and audio. Might be accurate what it says in the prints there, whatever, but anyway, it does use a lot of different file types for images as well. It can display animated GIFs, BMPs, and JPEGs. So for putting files and stuff like that, and images and stuff like that, it's basically what I can say is it's like a diet PSP and smartphone if you're on a budget or don't have the money, and it's simpler. If you were going to get this as a gift for a young child or something, even as someone as early as 4 or 5 who doesn't really understand what, be lost on a smartphone or a Vita or a tablet, these are playing simpler Game Boy Advance and NES games when video games were more simple. A little 5 and 8-year-old's not going to understand Call of Duty and understand the complexity of a shooter and everything, so it's basic. And if you're old enough that you travel and you don't want to be bothered down, but you want to have some entertainment with some movies or audio, this thing can plug into a TV. You can have several movies or audio, just listen to headphones. So for under $35, I think it's pretty good for what it is. Free shipping and no tax. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm sorry, Sony. They used your copy in China, and China's probably one that makes your PS Vitas anyway. That's how they got the idea. But, it is what it is. And it works pretty good. I'm going to try to show you a video here before I end this. Go over there to Cinema, Directory, Card Directory, Game of Thrones. You can see something here. And it loads pretty fast. It's not bad. And there you have it. I'd say it's not the same type of a screen as a PlayStation Portable, or it's definitely not comparable to the Vita, but it comes out pretty clean. So for the audio and video and the pictures on it, it's pretty awesome. EBOOK, camera, camcorder, all that shit, it's not worth their money. But it looks pretty cool. I've seen a lot of these things, and I've seen reviews, but most of them are in Spanish or some other language. So I figured I'd leave one because I think I'm speaking English. And, well, that's basically all I have to say. And thanks for watching, guys. Any comments I appreciate.